Hey, what's going on? It's Joe Till, your host, and I got my boy, the Chief, on here for another episode of Addicted to Arguing. We're going to have a lot of fun today. And
it's going to be a good time.
Get into it, man. It's hot as fuck still. Holy shit, like 103 today. It's bad. It's rough. You say you worked all week?
Yeah, first full time in a long time since the baby, at least, and it's been crucial. August is not the time to join the workforce,
no,
full-fledged again. But we gotta get that bread. Speaking of work, we was just discussing work, and I am curious as to what happens whenever I flush my toilet. I need to know what's up with that?
Let's talk about it. I think a lot of people don't think about their septic tank for real.
I don't think about my septic tank, but I'm like, this has got to be going somewhere.
Yeah,
is this going in the water pipes? Like, is this?
Well, most people, when people really start thinking about their septic tank,
whenever they start smelling something.
Well, when they can't flush.
That's a problem.
And then all of a sudden, the septic tank is the most important shit that this motherfucker owns. That's just how it is, fam. These people will do zero maintenance, nothing. Won't even fucking think about that. Just sit on a toilet, shit, flush, and go on about their business. But the moment that motherfucker don't flush,
everything stops.
It's a fucking... in that moment, I'm the most important motherfucker in the world.
It's like I feel like, that's so true. The second that you can't flush your toilet, we got to put rent on hold. We got to, we got to get...
That's more important than the lights almost.
The juices flowing again.
People don't like roughing it, especially nowadays. Not how modern we are.
Nah, ain't no, we got a bucket. No, that ain't happening.
It's me. I'm all for that outside dookie.
I'm a deer hunter. I've taken some.
Oh yeah, I've sit in the woods.
I've taken some horrible.
The problem with putting septic tanks in, and I will answer your question, but I'm gonna get there. But the problem with putting septic tanks in is that there's no septic tank when I'm there.
Huh.
So I'm always.
It's a day job.
Yeah.
So you don't have a porta potty.
Yeah. A lot of times now, every once in a while you get one of these brick houses with a porta potty, but I work for a trailer company. It's 3 or 4 different trailer companies, mostly, and they're slinging them trailers like crazy.
So you looking for patches of woods at all given times.
Oh yeah.
Staying vigilant.
Yeah. The other day was just in a field, so I just I just sat down, like I used the tire to brace my back.
Yeah.
Just had to take a damn Dodge Dually fucking deuce. A Dodge Dually deuce, baby.
Who took that fat chud in that urinal there? That's the funniest South Park episode I've ever seen.
Bro, remind me of South Park, bro, because I watched some of the funniest shit ever this weekend. I finally watched the Panderverse. I don't know if you saw this.
No, wait.
Making fun of Kathleen Kennedy and Disney.
No.
Like, with all the diversity and the extra diversity in the movies. Cartman turns into a black girl in the multiverse. It's like South Park's like all like extra diverse and shit like that.
These guys are dogs.
Yeah, bro, it was wild. But anyways, he was.
No, they don't.
We'll get back to shit, but he was Kathleen Kennedy, which she's the over Star Wars, and so there's this big beef about about just how new movies and stuff are like it's just extra, like they're going out of their way, even if it doesn't really line up with the story, to just make sure
good woke folk.
Yeah. And so Cartman was Kathleen Kennedy, and he was sitting at the Disney executive table, and he just kept yelling, "Put a chick in it and make her gay." And I was like,
dude, that's in the clip of that.
They were pitching movie ideas at the Disney table, and he just kept saying they were like, "Well, our stock is going down, and the views are going down. I don't care. Put a chick in it and make her gay and make her lame as fuck." And I was like, God dang. And they basically, instead of the Infinity Stone, it was the Pander Stone, and it opened up the Panderverse. Like, they're pandering to the people. Say that they're.
Was this recent? Was this a newer one?
Yes, okay. It's on Paramount. It's so funny.
I've seen clips of it though.
Yeah, put a chick in it and make her gay. Every movie idea they threw at it, he was just. But that's not my place to. But no, that was funny. But where was we at? We was talking about what happens.
What happens whenever I take a fat?
Or you live in the country? Because here's the difference.
So we're right on that. We're right on the outskirts. Like we're still on city water.
Do you have a septic tank?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Oh my God!
Yes,
to come to your house.
We own our house, and I don't know if I have a septic tank.
You live on a regular road.
We're on city water.
You live on a dirt road or a regular road?
It's a dirt road, but I'm pretty sure it's owned by the county.
Yeah, I doubt you have a city sewer.
It's also like we got apartments right at the beginning of the road, and then it's just 8 double wides, all with the acre plots, fence.
No. Well, if you live in the country, you more than likely have a septic system. If you live in the city, good goddamn! Every time I try to explain some shit, I get attacked. I just had Waterburger.
Oh yeah,
it was so good.
A lot of water in it.
Yeah. If you live in a city, when you flush, most people are connected to city sewer, and it goes through the sewage system and gets pumped to the dump station where we dump our shit. So regardless if you live in the city and the country, eventually all the shit goes to the same place.
Really, even from a septic tank?
Yeah. Because as long as you hire somebody to come pump your septic tank, and as long as that person isn't a shithead.
Okay, so if you have to have your septic tank pumped, then we don't have a septic tank because we've never had to. I mean,
well, not that because it's a preventative maintenance thing. People are always bragging about not having their septic tank pumped, but the whole time it's like fucking their shit up.
Yeah, you have a septic tank that's supposed to be pumped.
Yeah. You have a septic tank that's supposed to be pumped probably every 5 to 7 years. But like I say, it never fails. I'll come to somebody's house. I ain't pumped my septic tank in 20 years. But I can't flush right now, but it's worked good. It's like, yeah, for 20 years you've been fucking your whole system up.
Yeah.
But I'll break it down. So, like I said, we'll get through the city sewer real fast. It's just where all your shit comes out of your house. There's different pipes, and typically they all come to one pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Your stub out, and then it goes to either city sewer to a septic tank. So once you flush in the city, long as it makes the sewer system, your shit's gone.
Okay.
And eventually gets pumped through different stations until it makes it to the water treatment plant. If you have a septic tank, you have to have, there's one or two things that happen there. You either have what they call a conventional system. That's where you have a tank and then field lines. And that's what I was explaining to you earlier. When let's say you take so people are always like, oh, my septic tank's full. Well, yeah, your septic tank's always full, but it depends on what. Like if your septic tank is full of water, that's fine. Or semi-shitty stuff, that's all right. But when your septic tank gets full of slam full of shit, that's the problem. Because your septic tank is basically like a holding tank. Like the actual septic tank in the ground, it's catching actual shit. It's catching toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's catching all that fucking wild shit I find in there, like dogs and condoms and fucking tampon, the little plastic cover deals that go over tampons.
Q-tips, toenails, wipes.
Fucking wipes. Wipes are the worst
I was
thing.
told by somebody to not do not flush wipes. Even the ones that say flushable, don't flush them.
Lots of times I end up just with the gloves on, just grabbing wipes out of somebody's septic tank.
Think about this, folks.
Yeah, don't flush
big
wipes.
News.
Yeah, because even shit that says flushable, don't trust that shit. Do not trust that shit, guys.
Yep. After you buy it, they're not reliable.
You saw?
After they buy it, they're not liable. So I mean, they don't give a shit whether it's
there is no wipe. There is no baby wipe that goes in your septic tank. Good.
Yeah.
And don't put Rid-X in your septic tank. That's a fucking myth too.
Rid-X
doesn't help.
Like a Drano for septic tank.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. Like when we get our licenses shit done, they always say Rid-X doesn't really work because there's these bugs that get in there and they eat the bacteria, and that's how it works.
Okay.
But so your septic tank, it's a holding tank. You catching shit, toilet paper, dogs, whatever makes it down the fucking, the pipe.
Yeah.
So after your septic tank, so you got your house, a pipe coming into your septic tank, you got your inlet in your septic tank, then you got your outlet. Your outlet's slightly lower. So your tank is always this full as your low side. When you flush in, the level comes up and goes out this side until it goes back down to this level. So, in theory, you flush...
Processing tank.
Yeah, in theory, you flush 5 gallons. 5 gallons of water comes in, 5 gallons of water goes out.
Okay.
In your field lines, which is typically like when I was little, or even before my time, when my grandpa, my dad were doing this shit, your field lines could just be a couple different lines of pipe, just regular pipe that had a bunch of holes in it, and they would bring gravel in. And so that the hole would be filled up with gravel, and so when you flush, water would come through your tank, out to your field lines, and soak up into the gravel and into the ground. And then they came up with some shit called gravelless pipe. It's some big fucking 8-inch gravel, like plastic, like hard black plastic. And they're like round, like a pipe, and they hook together. And then that's what they use for field lines. And they called it gravelless because you didn't have to use gravel because there's how they designed them. And now we use these things called chambers. And they're like 5 foot long, like chambers. They got these slits inside of them. And water comes into these chambers and just works out into the ground through these slits. So the problem is where you run into, and that's the cheaper. You would want a conventional system because in theory you would just get a conventional system and you'd be good. You know, you get it pumped every once in a while and everything should work forever and you don't have all that much maintenance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if your ground sucks, that's when shit gets different. Like if your ground is ass and you get like clay or bad dirt that doesn't soak up water, so you go do a soil test basically at the beginning, and I think there's 5 different soil types, like 1 through 5. I think 1 is bad and 5 is good. I can't remember, but shit, I probably should know. Fuck them. Anyways, I know what bad dirt is and good dirt is. I know when you need an aerobic system. So if your dirt is ass, you need an aerobic system. And so what that is that's when you have multiple tanks and you have air blowing into it. So you have like an air compressor that sits up on the wall and it blows air into so you have your first tank is your holding tank. It's just the same. In theory, just water is getting into your second tank. It's a big ass fucking fiberglass tank, 750 gallons, and it's got a cone inside of it. And so the air blows into the outside of the cone and bubbles. And it creates aerobic bacteria, which breaks down the shit. So in the regular septic system, this shit's called anaerobic. That's like the bugs and the stuff that break down the shit. In an aerobic system, it's aerobic, just regular air. And so air shoots into the second tank 24/7. Like you'll have this air blower and it just fucking runs. It's like you can imagine there's days I just drive around and fix air blowers and replace them, swap them, or rebuild them. Like there'll be entire days where I might go swap 2 or 3 of them but that's not it. There's a third tank. A third tank in an aerobic system is where you have like a water pump. It'll be like a well pump. You ever seen the big long silver well pumps?
Yes.
So it's got a float on it. Once the water goes through your holding tank, goes to your treatment tank, and finally goes through some filters, and there's also chlorine that it goes through. You put chlorine tablets in between your second and third tank. It's some shit, y'all.
That's wild,
literally,
bro.
And so once it makes it to the third tank, it's quote unquote cleaner. Now don't go out there and drink the shit. That's retarded. But you know, there's some people I've heard people say, even here in town, oh, you got an aerobic system, you could drink the water. Okay, fucking dumbass. Go out there and drink that dirty ass water and die.
And good luck.
And it's got chlorine in it, you stupid bitch. But anyways, side note. But
let humans be humans.
Yeah. So the water makes its way through all the different tanks. It gets to the third tank and it raises up a float. That float is like a switch. So as the water, and it's just attached. I just put tape on them. And the water raises and that float lifts up like this, cuts on, and then it sprays to a sprinkler system. And so it just shoots the treated shit water into your yard. Yeah.
Okay, but there's multi benefits to it, like
Yeah, you get your yard.
Water.
You know for sure that
basically recycle your shit water.
Yeah, I mean you know for sure that your ground. You know because here's the thing: if you try to put a conventional system in at a place where the dirt is bad, and let's say your dirt's like clay and shit, and the water can't even make like, because that's the thing. It's all about the space. Like we think about the ground as like all together, but there's spaces in the ground. You know what I'm saying? There's different amounts of space. Think. Okay, here's the two polar opposites when it comes to dirt. This might be like the most. I don't know if this is a good podcasting or not, but there's sand, and then like thick red clay. Right? You can think of both of those. The sand. Think of how small it breaks down to. That's important. That would allow more water to go through it.
Yeah.
Whereas that clay, if you put some field lines into the ground and just put clay on top of them, that water would just be like hitting a wall.
Yes.
Let's say you put the field lines in the clay, you get the flushing, you fill up your tank. Now the water is going to your field lines. It starts hitting the wall. This system all works on gravity. They always say, shit don't go uphill. Oh, I know my septic, man. Shit don't go uphill. People say that shit. Shit will go back uphill.
If you get the right dirt.
Yeah, well, no. If you have the wrong dirt and it has nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah, it's going to
pile. The water will work its way back up the fucking hill. And eventually, you're not going to be able to flush. So.
That's deep, bro.
So you have your different types of dirt, like sand is allowing or gravel. You go put gravel. That's why they would just put gravel on pipes, because you got to think all that space between the gravel just gives that water room to fucking, you know what I'm saying, work its way out. But an aerobic system, that it's not ever going to come back in your house as long as your pumps are working. So, your yard, because a lot of people, even with their aerobic system, their yard's still a fucking swamp.
Yeah.
Because the ground still isn't accepting the water. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's being sprayed out of the sprinkler heads. If your dirt's like really fucking bad, a lot of times people's sprinklers, it's just a big ass fucking puddle of water.
Because it's not soaking.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So last question pertaining this. Whenever, like, I've noticed around our neighborhood, there's certain times whenever we got more rain and we're real loaded down with water, especially, I start smelling sewage.
Oh yeah, that's probably your somebody's fill lines ain't working. So think about this. So we talked about fill lines.
I don't know if it's in my house or because you can't tell because it smells like the fucking neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fill lines are tricky because, or not tricky, but the rain is adding to the water, right?
Yeah.
So if your fill lines are struggling, let's say you've got chambers out in your yard and the dirt's decent, but you've run a whole bunch of water and let's say your system's kind of struggling already. That rain is more water that has to process. So a lot of times that's why when it gets really rainy and everything's all fucked, that's when you realize, oh, my septic system can't keep up. And so that's why people
so is that when you would need it pumped?
That would help, but no, that doesn't solve the problem.
And what's the problem itself?
The problem itself is that the combined usage of water you're using, how much water you're using between whatever's tied in. Some people have their washing machines, sinks, toilets, all that shit. A lot of times is going to the septic tank. So if you're running a fuck ton of water and it's raining and the ground in the sun, we go through weeks here in Texas where you don't see the sun.
Yeah.
The sun plays a big part in your system too, because the sun is drying the ground up as well. So the sun's like your teammate. Rain is working against you.
Mm-hmm.
So if your septic tank is struggling, like your septic system is struggling to get rid of that water, rain is not your friend. Sunshine's going to help you out.
But could that start to be a bad thing because your septic tank has too much bullshit in it?
Yeah, but that just sounds like they're flooded.
Whenever you get it pumped, it helps.
Right, because well, here's the thing. like we were talking earlier, when you tell me your septic tank's full, well, what is it full of?
Yeah.
If you get to a point where your septic tank is literally full of shit,
so
which
if you're supposed to have it pumped 5 to 7 years and you haven't had it pumped in 12, then
yeah, you're just probably full of shit. And so here's what happens. Normally, the shit is getting stored basically in the septic tank is basically like a storage space for the more solid stuff. And only the water goes to the back part. So if you don't get your shit pumped, eventually the shit starts going where the water's supposed to go. So when you start pushing solids into your fill lines, then
everything gets clogged.
because your fill lines can't do nothing about actual shit.
Yeah.
They can only handle water. Because there's little holes, there's slots in your fill lines,
and
shit would just
so it all clogs. You're fully to your limit, and then what happens?
Fucked.
We call Joe.
Yeah,
he
you
comes
call
out.
me and I come out and determine that your fill lines are fucked. You need new fill lines.
Oh, need new ones. Not you can't clean the old ones. Need new ones.
So getting your tank pumped every 5 to 7 years, you know that's probably about $350 to $400 a time to get it pumped. But you know your shit's gonna keep working.
Yeah. What happens if you gotta?
If you need new fill lines, you're probably looking at fucking $3 or $4 grand. And that's why we say you might as well get your tank pumped. Because that's just like, so if, think about this. If there's nothing but water in your fill lines or you know what I'm saying, and no actual bad shit is making it to your fill lines, all the bad shit that needs to stay in the tank is in your tank right now. And I pull up and I pump your tank, right? Realistically, that just made your system like restart.
Yeah,
that's practically a brand new system. As long as there's no bad shit out in
you bought yourself 5-7 more years with no problems.
Right.
Hopefully, everything goes splendid.
Right. So, you know, sometimes people call me, you know, because here's the thing: you have, and I've noticed this. There's 2 type of people that call me. There's responsible people that really care, that are thinking about their septic system, that are on like a schedule, and they know it's been a certain amount of time. I need to go ahead and get my schedule, my septic tank pump. Those type of people, typically their yard is nice. It's well maintained. You can tell they take care of their shit. That's just that type of person. Then you have the other type of people. The other type of people are the people that call me and say, holy fuck, I cannot take shit right now.
Yeah, I can't flush.
I cannot flush.
And then you're like, oh, you know, there's a lot leading up to this.
Yeah. Because literally
Back to those yard folks be having it together.
Yes.
You got your yard done.
Yeah.
You most likely got the rest of your life together.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what that is.
But I mean, it's a good move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's always sounds so biased because I have a big ass shit truck and I'm always driving around pumping shitters. When I tell people you should get your shit pumped, because there's always some bitch that thinks I'm trying to sell them some shit and say, well, I haven't pumped my shit in 20 years. Okay, well, you're probably fucking your field lines, but whatever.
20 years it's been. Yeah, you're screwed, buddy.
Yeah, and I see it all the time. So, like, let's get nasty,
bro. What are the symptoms? What
are the symptoms?
So it is time. It's about to be time. You're about to be fucked.
Well, first thing is time itself. You can know that if it's been almost 10 years, probably, you know it needs it. There's no way around it. Like, if people are actively in the house using it, flushing toilet paper is the culprit. Like, toilet paper is the main culprit.
If there was no toilet paper, we wouldn't have an issue, I imagine, huh?
Yeah, you'd have to take a lot of shits, dude. You'd have to take a lot of shits. You imagine filling up 1,000 gallon septic tank, 1,000 gallons of actual turds, because like the turds get broke down by the water. So like that's when I open these tanks up and they're fucking filthy nasty and like so thick. And I do what's called the shovel test, and I just stick a shovel in. If I open your septic tank and I shove a shovel in and I kind of let go of the shovel should fall, right? But no, I stick that shovel into that shit and that toilet paper, and I can take my hands off of it in the shovel.
It's just clay.
It's just there. Yeah, it's like dirt.
Oh my God.
I've pumped some so bad that I had to add water with a water hose while I'm pumping. Like, it's so thick that it won't go down the fucking hose.
That's bad, dude.
And it's always some sort of, got my chip, fucking years. It's always some fucking full blown.
It's a little more retarded every time you do that. every time you do the impression.
I don't pump my fucking septic tank because I'm smarter than the septic tank man.
Yeah, I'll say today we did it. I mean, people just, I've fallen victim to it. I've like not done something around my house that needed to be done for way too long until something way worse is fucked up.
Yeah.
But never at this rate. We pulled up to a house today and we were just taking out a tree, a very small tree. I mean, when I say a small tree, I mean it was a couple hours of work, probably 40 foot tall, maybe 2 foot around at the bottom, no branches bigger than that. Not that bad. In fact, it's on my story. If you see one on the story.
I saw that one today.
Very small tree grown into the house. Grown into the house, which means this tree's probably 15 to 30 years old. And this house is probably 40 years old. So multiple people probably just sat here and just allowed this tree to grow into their home. Yeah. And when I say into their home, I mean, that tree itself is this thick and about that much of it is in their roof. Like in their ceiling, their roof, the whole side of their house. And like, what? Yeah. But nobody at any given point in the last 40 years is like, let's just fucking George Washington this bitch down and not have to deal with it. That's a cherry tree reference because George Washington cut down a cherry tree. I think
that if I was a tree man, I would think about my trees more than most people. And if I was a shitter man, I'd probably think about my shitter more than...
You would think about
so I think that
have you pumped your septic tank?
Well, here's the thing. I dug my shit. This is going to sound nasty. Y'all going to try to crucify me for this shit. I live in the country. And so like a lot of times I don't flush that toilet paper. Just burn it.
Bro, I tried not to. Since I found out about some of the issues that can come through the whole plumbing, septic, everything. Yeah. Like, I read you shouldn't flush anything other than water and shit.
Well, your septic system is designed for water.
Yeah.
And the only hope you have is like what I said, your septic tank catching that toilet paper.
Yeah.
But if your toilet paper starts getting into your fill lines, that's bad.
You better hope your toilet paper is biodegradable enough for water to be able to process it out. And like you said, it's probably not the case. Like that's the main thing.
Because I dug my tank up because I was like, I talk a lot of shit. It's probably been about 10 years. So I dug mine up. And this is the house I grew up in. Now I live there again. And nothing. It was just water. So I was like, okay. It literally is a toilet paper. I've said this before on the podcast, just talking nasty and shit, but like I normally can tell what kind of toilet paper people have, but just by the initial pop open of the lid. Oh, you're a Charmin guy.
Top class.
Yeah. If it's real watery and it looks good in there, I'm like,
First class ass wipes.
Yeah, you probably got one ply, brother. That's why your septic tank looks so good. Some people don't care. They'd rather like risk the whole septic system.
Shit comfortably for 10 years and just pay that.
I'm a fan of wipes. They just don't go in the toilet.
Oh yeah, I use wipes, but no, I've come
I love wiping my ass with wipes. Let me look at the camera. What a weird, vulnerable situation you put yourself in with that wet cloth.
It was weird. So it was weird at first. Like I came back to the wipes about 2 years ago, and it's because I had a hemorrhoid. Right?
A hemi.
Yeah, I had one of them hemis. I mean, I was a two or three a day deucer. Ooh. And it got to the point where it's like, bro, I mean, you can't wipe your ass 3-4 times a day.
No, regular toilet paper.
Nah.
The wipes are so much better, bro. They're so easier. And you're getting so much, like, okay, so the other day I had to wipe one of my kids' butt with toilet paper because we was out of wipes.
It's just sketchy work.
And I ain't gonna lie, it's nasty. You're at back because you have to like. That's what like you don't know. You can't see your butthole. Let me look at the camera. Let's get serious. You can't see your butthole. You're just looking for that. You're looking for the all clear when you pull that thing back, and it's still
clear.
white.
That means ain't nothing on it.
Yeah. And that's just what you're hoping for. But then you get a ghost wipe.
A ghost wipe?
Yeah, you never heard of a ghost wipe. That's when you get the fake all clear. And you think you're good.
Then you take one of them damn...
Then you get a crusty later.
You take one of them baby wipes to it and find out,
yeah. So
that ghost wipe didn't mean much.
Yeah.
Because they're still doo-doo.
Yeah. Wiping my son's butt when he first started using the toilet, I really realized, like I don't know what's happening back there. And I've been because,
then you got some hairy man ass at that.
I'm telling you, boy. It's a rough area. It's a rough area.
No, oh, God. Well-trimmed women may make the cut, but, I mean, overall... We're hardworking men. You got a hairy man ass. You're out here trying to expect to have a clean butthole with a couple wipes of Charmin. No, brother. No.
You need wipes.
You need baby wipes on that ass.
Clorox wipes.
Bare minimum 2 wipes.
No, I've never wiped my ass with Clorox wipes. Have you ever been so?
God, no.
Dude, kill COVID back there.
Oh man,
COVID ass.
I feel like you're, dude, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've thought about wiping my ass with things that I shouldn't have wiped before, like chemically based things, and I thought to myself, dude, my asshole it's got to be, it's a portal to your well being, It's
rough back there.
If you're throwing bleach up there, some Clorox, some other weird chemicals, you ain't gonna fucking...
I've heard of people bleaching their assholes. Is that a thing?
I've heard of that too, but I'm sure it's a very certain type of bleach.
Wouldn't that change your butt? Yeah, I just bleached my asshole.
I just bleached my asshole. Yeah.
Tony, is that scoop diddy scoop? A whoop diddy whoop, scoop diddy scoop. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh shit. That might be the wrong song.
What are you doing? No.
Have you ever heard that Kanye song where he said whoop diddy whoop? A whoop diddy whoop, the scoop diddy scoop. You never heard that?
No. Unfamiliar.
I'll send it to you because Tony plays it all the time. Wouldn't that change the color of your butthole hairs? Because if you bleach your hair changes colors? Am I gonna look if I bleach my ass, is it gonna look like? Am I gonna look like Eminem down there?
I don't even know what bleaching your ass means. What does that consist of? Are they going up in there?
Your ass, or is that to for some reason, when he was saying, I guess
it's a thing.
When he said, I just bleached my asshole, or something.
He said, I just met this model, and she just bleached her asshole. If I get bleach on my t-shirt, then I'm going to feel like an asshole.
Okay, so she did it.
A girl bleached her asshole, and I'm assuming in this sense,
he doesn't want to get on
that is something that you do to prepare for anal sex.
That's what that is.
It's got to be. What are the reason?
For some reason, I thought it was for the butt hair. I thought he was going to look Slim Shady down there.
You need your butt to look more Caucasian? No, it's you. Yeah, I think it's to clean for anal sex.
Oh yeah.
But dude, what are we doing here? What sacrifices are we making to have that?
This is a nasty story, but we're talking about shit today. So, we were in high school, and this was in high school. I'm in the front seat, and my buddy had convinced me to do this double date thing, and I really didn't. I was not feeling this girl and so she was driving, and I was here. I was here for my friend. I promise. This was once I peeped the vibe real quick.
Whitney, it's okay.
No, this was not the play on my end. So I was just sitting there. I was trying to mind my own business. I almost said his name. My buddy's in the back. He's like, all right, yeah. So they're like, we're gonna mess around. Y'all just mind your business. I'm like, okay. So they're driving around. We're just supposed to sit here. But anyways, this is crazy, insane that this happened. She accidentally pooped.
Damn.
And I remember being
your girl, the girl that you were with?
No, she was the girl I was with was driving.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in the front minding my own business.
Girl in the back, they fuck around.
Yes.
She shat.
Yes.
Drop that old backseat chud.
And I said, bro, get me the fuck out of here, bro. I stopped because I was an asshole then too. I was like, I'm way different as an adult, fam. There was this period of my life where I was not a good guy, and this was it. And
how many times have you thought about this?
And it's been a long time since I thought about this particular story. But I was like, hey, I told this. I think I even called her a bitch. I was like, hey, bitch, get me the fuck out. Like, take me somewhere that I can get out this car. I left, like, my buddy, he stayed. And I was like, bro.
Dude, what a fucking soldier.
Bro, what's crazy is he told me later that she went to the house and cleaned up and they still did it. And I was like, bro, no.
Well, you got to think, bro. After he accepted her in that state, she was at a level of she was ready to marry.
Yeah,
that's a level of comfort that she's never experienced.
He was like one of the worst dudes like ever. Like this was like
that's why he stooped that low. That's why he did that.
And I'm not down bad enough. I remember I was cussing. I was talking shit to him. I think I called everybody a bitch. I got like, I don't know why, but this shit, it wasn't funny. Like looking back on it's hilarious. She's shit in the car, bro.
Bro, no, think back.
In that moment, I was so fucked because I smelt it first and I was like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
And then he's like, she had an accident. I said, the accident? The fuck do you mean an accident? No, ain't no fucking accident. That's when I just immediately.
So they discussed it. I wonder if they discussed it amongst themselves. Like, nah, fam, it's obvious. We didn't. I done shit the bed.
Just shit the fucking back seat. And so I told.
She's probably like, don't say anything. And he's probably like.
She was embarrassed. The driver was embarrassed too.
He was like, no, you can smell it.
She was mad too. She was mad too because that was her car.
Oh my God.
But I remember cussing.
I'm thinking back to all those double
cussing,
dates.
and I was like, get me the fuck out of here. I think they dropped me off at a Target or something. I called my mom. Somebody came and got me. I remember, I didn't even walk around Target, bro. I just remember I'm talking about this had infuriated me. I just was sitting in Target, just mad as fuck. Like this bitch really just shit in this car. Like I was so, it was so.
That's so off the.
And my boy still.
He pursued, he endured.
Yeah.
And he accomplished his task of the evening.
He was such a bad dude that there were so many like failed double dates because he would just talk to both of them. We went on, I won't say their names. You might know these two ladies. We went on a double date with these two ladies. And I say,
dude, I guarantee you I know these ladies.
It's just high school, bro. This shit don't like, and I'm not even old high school. Like I was like 15 or 16. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't gonna. No, hell no, none of that. No, I ain't gonna say it.
Okay.
But anyways, bro, I go to the bathroom. I come back. He holding both their hands. I said, bro, what the fuck?
You take me the fuck home, dude.
Bro, and I never had a vehicle, bro. So I was always just like, dude, get me the fuck out of here. Like it happened so many times. No, that dude right there was shiesty. He'd do your girl, bro.
Isn't that funny though? Like looking back at like, dude, I cannot tell you how many times me and a homeboy and just two girls, we just tested the waters one night. What's up? To see what's up. And I mean, there were multiple times it just turned out really fucking bad.
Because in my situation, I don't think I ever was the one setting it up.
I mean, you gotta think,
I was like always like his fucking retarded ass fucking wingman.
It's gotta be
never panned out
everybody.
For everybody. I can't think of one good time it panned out. And I was like, I'm so glad that we teamed up and we made this happen. Like they were pretty much all awful.
Yeah.
And half the time he kissed both of them or some crazy shit. Like, cause this dude
who is
out of control.
Get this guy out. Who is this man?
I don't even think he don't even live here no more, bro.
But no, like,
I can't
looking
tell
back,
you how many poor ladies.
Dude, I gotta say, I agree with you. Like I look back at all of those nights that me and one good guy friend drove around with two other girls that one of us was talking to, and the other was just like, "Yeah, I'll take one for the team." We'll see how it goes. I can't think of one good time.
This is a picture of him in this time period.
Oh yeah, bro. He has to go. He has to go. Yes, no, sir. He looks like he tries to kiss both girls.
Yeah.
Please, yeah.
He would just like play. He'd try to play it so smooth, but it just.
He needs to be fought.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
He needs to be tended to.
He fought so many people over girls. I've never seen somebody have to fight. The problem was, is that there was like, he had friends, me and this other guy. I don't fuck with this other guy neither for damn sure. This other guy, I won't say his name. He fell off like to the worst point of falling off ever. Like he's not even in regular society no more and probably never will be again. But me and this other guy kind of turned into like the enforcers of the friend group. So like we had a little group of 5 or 6. Me and this other guy would fucking fight. Like I would fight you in the mall. I would fight you in the hall. I'd fight you with Paul. I'd fight you anywhere. It's like green eggs and ham. I'll fight him on a train. I'll fight him in a plane. It didn't make a fuck. And so our other guy was like a fucking crazy ass, like gangster ass, like real dude. And
he was
now,
the real enforcer.
Yeah, he was the real deal. And like I said, he's gone. He's not in society no more. Yeah, like it'll be in the shit he did. I think it was in Arkansas, which that may save him. Because if he was in Texas, I think they may have just went ahead and handled his ass like the good old Texas way. But me and him fell out a long time ago.
Always bring the bag by the mic.
Yeah. So, anyways, this other friend of ours would get real bold because he knew like when shit hit the fan,
he wasn't gonna have to handle
right.
The
and so
heavy
me
work.
and this other dude handled a lot of his damn stuff for him
while he kissing on your hose.
Yeah. So you can bleep this if you want. We'll bleep this if you want. From Redwater.
Oh yeah.
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 So I don't know how this shit transpired to where this shit ended up being how it was. But I'll tell you the story. So
we can cut it, but I want to hear it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep the story, but we just won't say no names. So I have a buddy, this same buddy I've been speaking of. And so there's this other group. And in this group, there's two guys that go to school with us, but they're really friends with the other folks, but they're still kind of friends with us. So they was kind of on the fence. I wasn't sure about them. They were with so-and-so, and then they were with one other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the guys from Liberty Islo that I was talking about, one of the brothers, had beef with my boy, the one that always got into problems and was the fucking lady stealer. And I think it was over a girl. Well, we end up, okay. Everybody's gonna fight it. They're pulling up on him because me and him are at his house, and we're like, let's go. Y'all want some? Come get
just
some type shit. Yeah, me and him. Well, they pull up in like 3 trucks. It's a whole bunch of people.
It's just you and fuckboy.
Yeah. So the people with the real beef, we're gonna let them handle that first. So-and-so and my boy start to square up in the front yard. His parents, now I ain't gonna lie, we had my homegirl used to drive us around. We had this girl, bless her soul, she just drove us everywhere. She had like a gold minivan. She would just take us places.
So
we didn't have a ride. Yeah, we didn't have no ride. She would just take us anywhere. So we were there. His parents, my boy's parents, come outside with a gun and are like, everybody get the fuck out of here, and made him come in the house.
You get a lot of bleeding.
Well, still, they don't know what I'm talking about. They made him come in the house. And so now I'm in the front yard. Everybody is still has problems with me still. And I said, well, where could we move this to? I said, well, I got a lot of boys at the Cavalier Trailer Park down there by.
So you're solo 59. Now with everybody there with a problem?
Huh?
You're now solo?
Yes, me and this lady that's been driving me around. I say lady. We was in, we had a bunch of classes together. It's just my buddy. We weren't dating or nothing. She just would just drive us around. She was just like, she was like one of the boys at this point. And so I told him, I said, well, I know a bunch of people that live over at the Cavalier Trailer Park. I was like, we can duke this out down the road at the damn trailer park. It's by Easy Mart on 59. So you probably know the Cavalier Trailer Park. It's by that church.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, because that's where my other buddy, the enforcer dude I was talking about, used to live. So I done duked it out back by the dumpster several times. It's like crack meth labs and shit back there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so anymore.
It's a good time.
Maybe. But anyway, so I pull in. I'm like, hallelujah. Like 5 of my boys from school are right off the road working on one of their trucks.
Nice.
I'm telling you, bro.
Nice.
It was so nice. And I was like, hey, shit's finna go down. These was my boy. These was some fucking crazy white boys. And I was like, hey, shit's finna go down. We're finna go fight. I told them to pull up on me at the dumpsters back here.
Ready to rock.
And so, and what's crazy is the two guys from Liberty Owl that was into it with my buddy, the two brothers, they were kind of friends with these folks too, because we're like a, you know what I'm saying? Like this, we done mixed crowds, before.
So all you had to do was explain the situation.
Yeah, but there was somebody coming outside of this that was just fucking ignorant. So I'll get to that. So we get there. The guy that decided they had the most problem with me and that they wanted to fucking do that shit ended up being beep, beep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So this stupid son of a bitch, and he's huge, like way bigger than me at this point, especially I was way smaller and shit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He gets out the car and he's wearing camouflage cowboy shorts and he's wearing and boots and a t-shirt. He gets
Real problem there.
Yes, he gets out the truck and smashes a beer can on his head. No bullshit. Like an empty, he chugged a beer and like smashed it on his head and was like, where the fuck is he? And I ain't gonna lie, for a minute there, they talked to the people there. For a minute there, I was like, holy shit. The fuck I get into. But I did have my boys with me now, so I wasn't by myself anymore. That was important. There was one cat with me. I will shout him out. Tyler Gardner. That's my fucking dog. He ended up going to the Marines, a bad motherfucker. Had hands. I done seen him beat the fuck out of people before. So I was like, okay, well that's a plus. Because I know he's on my side. Anyways, okay, we decided, okay, now it's time for the trailer park throwdown. Fuck him. So I square up with dude. I realized, like, because I used to fight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I had more, and we used to box a lot. I had more kind of like experience as far. He was just a fucking bat out of hell and bigger than me.
Yeah.
And so he was throwing these big, heavy ass fucking deals, and I was landing more shots.
You working them?
Yeah, and I was faster than him too. He could not.
Yeah.
So he puts with the he broke my nose. To this day, it's still fucked up. You can kind of see where. Can you see where it's kind of humped? Like,
yeah, I got one of them humps myself.
Yeah. So he hit me with a good one. My shit was bleeding, but he was also bleeding as well. He grabs me and puts me in a headlock. Now he's got 100 pounds on me, probably. Maybe not 100. He's probably 220. I'm about 160. So at least 60.
Mm-hmm.
My people didn't like that. Nobody really liked that because we was there to throw hands. And now he's holding me down. Not even swinging on him, just holding me down. And so everybody was like, hey, y'all separate and get back to throwing hands like what y'all fucking agreed to do here. And so they were like, all right, on three, you're going to let go. My stupid ass think he really finna just, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the wrap. 1, 2, 3. Uppercuts me, fam. I thought he was going to let go and was going to re-square up because I thought it was two men fight.
Yeah.
So he rocks me. So at this point, I'm like, my blood, I got blood all over my shirt and all this shit, like whatever. And he was like, all right, I'm done. And I was like,
whenever you had to stand back up.
Yeah, and I get back up and I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with being done. I remember that's what I said. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because I stood my ground. I landed some punches. I fought this dude that was way bigger than me. This shit really didn't have shit to do with me. But I stood my ground. Motherfuckers at least gonna respect me for this shit. I said, you know what? That's fine. So I turn around. Let me check the time. I turn around and go to walk away. And all I hear is, hey, watch out.
Motherfucker, yeah.
And he hit me he ran up, he waited till I turned around. So he like fake quit. He waited till I turned around and was walking off. He ran and bam, punched me in the back of my head. And so I just go down. I'm not supposed to be, if my nose is broke, I'm not supposed to be getting punched in the back of the fucking head.
Oh my God.
With no defenses up neither. Like that might kill you. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's when my boy snapped. My boy said, fuck no. I remember it. And dude didn't want no part of him. So he tried to take off. And dude just hit him with one solid, like just hit him, dropped him in one deal. like one hit and swinging, was looking over him and was talking shit to him like that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm out of the fight at this point. I don't care no more. I just want to, I was just like, yeah, he gets his ass
I'm
beat.
here for this.
So everybody starts lining up. Everybody starts hopping in the truck. And dude hops up and he's like, I think he like knocked a tooth out or some shit. And my buddy Chris Starnes, RIP, he was leaned up against the truck. Another one of my boys. And as he was running by, my boy had his class ring on. He just popped his ass again.
Very nice.
And they hopped in the truck and they swerved off and they pulled out of the trailer park and we sat there at the dumpsters at the Cavalier trailer park and was just like, bro, what the fuck just happened? That shit was crazy. He really, and we spoke later, me and this guy, and we got cool. And eventually, I say cool, decent, more cooler than he was. He's still a sketchy type individual, but he would be around this. There was this time he would be around the studio, and I wasn't wild about that shit neither. But we weren't beefing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you what happened. The next time I saw him, I was with the other guy who had just got out of jail at that time.
Mm-hmm.
The one that would really, really fuck some shit up. And then that's when he came up to me and was like, oh, bro, we're cool, right? We're cool, right? And my boy is so extra gangster, and that's why he's not a free person anymore. He wouldn't even speak to him. My boy just sat there and just fucking looked at his ass. And so he was like,
boy.
Yeah, well, I did too.
Everybody's got some bad sides.
Yeah, no, that dude.
It's a problem.
Yeah, but these days, no, fuck him, extra fuck him, and he's where he's at for a reason, and that's just what that is.
Oh,
yeah, fuck him.
Bad left turn.
Yeah. Which I mean, it wasn't even a left turn. He just kept. You know, you meet a motherfucker and he was literally on the same trajectory.
At all given times.
It was leading.
Knew he was driving off a cliff. Let's go.
Yeah.
Drove it straight off the cliff.
But he is the person that got me started rapping though.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. But so here's something happened to me the other day. And I kept meaning to bring it up. It's really just goofy, but it really floored me. Just some normal everyday shit. So me and my cousin was working with me the other day. We went to pump a tank. And we went out to Redwater and we pumped this tank and we get it done. And so we're heading out and it's kind of in the country, you know,
mm-hmm.
And we get to the street corner. Well, we don't have no AC in the big pump truck. So all our windows are down and we're just chilling. We got our arms out the window. We're just chilling. This guy is outside with his girl and I think they were like working on this fence or whatever. And I guess I kind of sort of Dalton made eye contact with him maybe as we pulled out and turned, and then we drive like right by him. So he's like maybe from here to the door from us. Well, it's a little further than that.
Uh-huh.
And so like I do, you know, especially in my work truck, I always, hey, wave. You know what I'm saying? Extra nice, especially with your name plastered on the side of a truck.
Yeah.
So I waved at him. And he just like, and it seemed like time slowed down. Fucking bugs, goddamn. And I felt like time slowed down. And as he just looked through my soul, like meanwhile, I don't know if it's because his girl was out there. Like, bitch, I'm not waving at your girl.
As you waved at him.
Yes.
Like politely.
Yes, waving. I'm in my big truck.
Wave.
Yeah, and I waved. I was like, hey, you know, and he just was like that. Like it was aggressive looking at me. And so I took my hand, I waved, and I just looked at it and I was like, is it broke? Is there a hole in this bitch? What is happening here? And he just he just mean mugged us so hard. And so on the drive home, me and my cousin were just laughing about the shit. And we were like, bro, you've got to be just so fucking miserable.
How insecure must you be to have a man in a service truck wave at you?
Just give you the old Texas, what's up? That was it. Just, hey, you know.
And what happened?
And that was it.
Okay.
Me and my cousin just,
I was afraid you were going to say, no, follow me.
No. I told Dalton, I said, man, we'll turn this damn shit truck around and go load let the hose just in the middle of his yard. But no, me and him just talked. I remember just like we kind of bantered for a little bit, just going back and forth. Like, bro, what kind of fucking crazy, depressed, angry at the world, like gang banging on your cereal type mindset you got to be in to just be mean mugging the whole fucking world.
Like, bro, even on my I will say, even on my bad days, driving down, I swear to God, I don't leave my driveway. We have 8 homes on my road. We have a dirt road, 8 homes on it.
Yeah.
But we got an apartment complex right at the end. I don't know how many fucking homes that is. It's enough though. Yeah. Like, it's not a big apartment complex, like literally 2 buildings. But so on my dirt road, I feel like I encounter somebody every time I leave that bitch.
And you give them the what's up, huh?
And I always give them the what's up. And guess what? For some odd reason, the apartment complex don't ever wave to me. Maybe it's because I'm an outsider living down the road.
Yeah, you fucking trailer piece of shit.
You trailer park, some bitch. But always wave. Apartment people, they never even look at me, let alone, if they do, they mugging. And the second that I don't give a fuck. As you know, hey, howdy, how are you? I hope you have a good day. As much as that as I'm trying to be, the second that I see that you're gonna be a dick, I'm finna roll down my window.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Like turn around, bitch.
I always look at my hand. That's my go-to move. I'm like, bro, this bitch is. I was waving at you. You didn't.
Like, my bad. It's not working.
It just broke.
Bro, if you
my fucking wavers broke. That's what.
Like, okay, I get the quick pass. Like you go by somebody quick.
No,
you give them a little steering wheel, 2 fingers. That old Texas 2.
I do that religiously.
Like, if I don't get a response to that, okay, you might have been looking at your phone. You might have been looking at the road. I don't give a shit. You good.
Yeah.
But there's times.
Yeah, but if you hit somebody with the hey,
when you know somebody, whenever you wave at them, I've had people like I wave at them and they just go,
all right.
And I'm like, all right.
I'll kill myself here in a little bit.
I'll drive off a cliff or you can fight me. How about that? Which
I feel
the 2 do you prefer?
Yeah.
You just ruined my fucking day.
But then my cousin had a good point though. He was staying out there with his girl. He was like, bro, what if she had just pissed him off?
Yeah.
And then I thought about that. And then I rethought the whole situation. I was like, dude, he could.
If she just pissed him off, and then a random white man in a
and I was thinking, I was like, damn, like only a woman could get you to that point.
No, I've been mad enough to where I'm that guy. I turn into that guy that you wave at me, and but I feel like even when I'm like that far,
I'm about to say I don't think I've ever not waved at somebody. If I see you, I'm waving. Like,
I'll be like,
me, it make me feel important. I'll be like,
good to see you. Yeah, hey, what's up? Like, I ain't trying to fucking talk right now, but I'm still going to acknowledge your existence. But no, that's back to holding the doors. Like,
yeah, it's that same shit.
You never know what somebody's going through, but bro, you just got to. There has to be a bare minimum of how you have to react.
You got to give me the what's up
to courtesy. You have to acknowledge it because you know what. That could be the start of you having a fucking better day, believe it or not.
That bug's on your ass?
Boy, you see it? Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to acknowledge it. I didn't think the camera could see it.
God, we got bugs in this house. It's so hard to keep them out of here.
But yeah, you have to, if somebody takes the time to do a courteous act for you, even if you're in the worst part of your day, like everything bad is going wrong, just acknowledge that shit because it's probably going to be the turnaround. If you have one. Some people, there is not going to be a turnaround. You're going to be mad till you go to bed. And those type of people,
I'll never go to bed mad, fam.
I'm going to laugh at you.
I will figure that shit out.
Yeah.
That's one of the big secrets of me and Whitney working so long. We typically get it figured out.
I've heard that's probably the biggest relationship advice that nobody really tends to is don't go to bed mad at each other.
For real.
And so that's like even if me and my girl come to terms, like
agree to disagree.
We cannot fucking think of a way out, and like we're fucking mad. Like as we lay down, turn 2 different ways, looking the other way, backs turned, like fuck, I'm fucking good. I'll sit there for a second and I'll turn around and I'll be like, hey, even though you don't understand why the fuck I'm mad. Or I don't understand why the fuck you mad. I want you to know I love you. It's all good.
Yeah.
And I hope we wake up feeling better tomorrow.
I've got mad and slept on the couch before though.
Hey, that's a whole different step.
That's how you know. Especially,
I've never slept on the couch on purpose. Yeah.
Oh no, I do it all the time. No. It's actually been a long time. It's been a long time, but no, it's probably been over a year.
I've done it on accident, and I've known that I done fucked up because she won't be like.
Oh, she knows when I accidentally crash out.
Be like,
she knows when it's intentional.
Just leave me there.
She can always tell when it's intentional though. But since we normally resolve our problems before bed, if I do go sleep on the couch like intentionally after we've been arguing, she knows.
She knows it's too far.
Yeah. But I don't know.
There's been like that's funny. I don't know if you see the same thing, because like in times like during the day, whenever it seems really tense, like whenever there's a work up to it, there's a build up to it, whatever argument or the bullshit you're going through, I'm sitting in my head and I'm thinking, fuck it, bro, fuck it. I don't need a bed.
Yeah,
I'll sleep on the couch for the next 2 weeks. I don't give a shit. And I always go to bed.
I've crashed out. I've come slept here before,
but
just out of spite, just go sleep at the studio.
I normally just come to terms with the fact that I'm like, okay, like whatever you feel, I may not get it, but maybe I'll get it tomorrow.
Maybe.
If you cannot push me over the edge in the next 12 hours, I'm gonna go to sleep next to you. Our feet can touch. Man. We can have a good time with we can touch knees every once in a while even. Ooh, if we're really gonna get weird. But
I'll tell you the funny one. We'll probably get out of here. But this was like this was really close to when I quit drinking. So this was like one of the last. So and you know what? She, to this day, she probably doesn't even know that I was even like mad that night. But so I had felt slighted in some way. And I had drank about 8 beers, and it was more than that. It's probably about 10 or 12 of them just throughout the night. And it got
solid night, right?
Yeah. And I was sitting in the living room. I just never came to bed or whatever. And I got to thinking, and I, you know, she went to bed. She just crashed out. And I imagine that I just started overworking everything in my brain. You know what I'm saying? A little too drunk and really just taking that shit to left field. And so like 2:00 rolls around. And I'm like, okay. I said, you know what? I'll just go. I'll show her. I'll go stay at the studio tonight. I get in my Ford Ranger, and I live on that private road. That's our private road.
Yeah.
I said, well, it's been a while since I had a beer. Probably been an hour or two. I was like, I'll just drive to 59 and just go crash out over there.
A 12er deep.
This
a 12er deep, but it's been an hour.
It's been an hour, bro. I'm back normal again. Yeah, you can't trust yourself. But anyways,
you can't. Not at that point.
And so I make it to the end of the driveway. As I get to the end of the driveway, a sheriff pulls in to mine. And I'm like, I said, what are the odds? It's 2 a.m. Like, we never.
In Bowie County, where I live. Boy, they be out.
You know where I live? Yeah. Damn, why is this sheriff in our fucking little horseshoe fucking private road turnaround? I said, well, if I just see him and bust a Yui in my own little deal, that probably isn't going to look the best. So I said, but then I also thought, I was like, well, I can't get pulled over on a private road. Right?
You also have to understand, sheriffs, I've noticed this. This is a big thing. No sheriffs be mad at me because y'all are my favorite, to be honest. Sheriffs will not go out of their way
to pull you over. Oh yeah,
for some bullshit. Yeah. Like they typically have to have a reason.
Yeah. So I'm here, and he's facing this way. I'm drunk. There's no way about it. So I was like, if I bust a U, it's gonna look real suspicious. So I said, I know what to do. My road makes a horseshoe. There's only a little bit of real estate of actual road to get to the other side. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'll just pull out of here. I won't waste no time. I'll get on down the street, hopefully make it to back to my same road again before he has time to whip around and try to pull me over. I was so drunk. This was awful. This was a bad idea. Fam.
Meanwhile, the sheriff in his brain had nothing to do with you.
Probably not.
Was worried about you at all.
No, I whip it around. I don't whip it around, but I get on the road and it's a standard. I'm driving a standard drunk at 2 a.m. with the sheriff on my ass. He turns around, but my plan worked out. I see him turning out. He's making it kind of by where like my grandma lives. As I'm turning, and he's starting to speed up. He's finna come get me. But I'm back on my private road. I drive on my private road probably 5 miles an hour. He gets right on my ass. He rides my bumper all the way around. He can't pull me over because I'm on my road.
Oh, that's
I'm like
love.
in my driveway.
So
he follows me in. I get back to my bro. You want to talk about a panic attack, fam? Like he could have hit me for the DUI, bro. Like
did you make it all the way back to the house?
Yes. I get in the yard, I pull that motherfucker in so freaking get out there, and I just leaned up against the truck, and I was like, and he just eased on by.
And what was you thinking? What was you thinking about Whitney at that time?
Like, bro, I was like, yeah.
It's like, Whitney, you are forgiven.
I was like, I was first of all sober as fuck after that. Yeah. And I went in the house and just got in bed.
That's a
fuck, bro.
That's about a line of cocaine sober right there. You're done for.
Yeah, DUI would have DUI. Is that what it is?
It's a DUI, DWI, however the fuck you want to take it. It ain't a good time.
Yeah, he would have hit me with the sauce, fam, and I would.
All I hear is that's $3,000 to $5,000 bare minimum.
Golly, fam. Yeah. So luckily, I think he may have knew.
He probably knew what was going on.
He was just trying to get me to he was like, he was probably in his head. He was like, don't go back to the main road.
I didn't tell you what happened today, did I?